strong.
Hello everyone and welcome back to G-Dod Lifestyle channel. Today I'm going to continue on that activity I started from the tutorial number 1. That was to do with distance measurements between 2 points. So let me get to that map. Let's open our maps. So first of all, you need to go to Google Maps. You can Google it and say Google Maps, and it should direct you to this page. Now, my map was saved in my places. So this is what it shows me. I've got a list here. I get labeled, visited, and mapped. So my map yesterday was saved in this portion. So let's open this one because this is the one I have shown you in my first tutorial video. And close this window. So we started by showing Hartfield Golf Club, and I had that satellite layer to show the top view of the golf course. That's Hartfield Golf Club, located in Forestfield, Western Australia. Now, today's activity is to show you how to label places. Now, in a golf course like Hartfield, they have 18 holes, and they call it hole 1, hole 2, and so on and so forth to hole 18. So this particular golf course has 18 holes. Now, to be able to label something, you need to know the way around. So I am a golfer there for a few years now, so I know my way around from hole 1 to hole 18, vice versa. And so I know where hole 1 is. This one is hole 1. Okay, now for me to start um, marking and labeling this, it would be best if I go to Google My Maps, as what we have learned from the first tutorial video. We need to go to Google My Maps to be able to label, save, share a map. Now, let us go to that. So what we did for there, we went to maps, and we said create map. Okay, create map. This then now brings me to Google My Maps. I'm in Australia and I would like to visit Hartfield Golf Club and do some labeling there, um, more particularly for my own reference and also something to share um, with my fellow golfers there, and new golfers who are not familiar with the course. And this will be a very fun way of sharing um, directions, and also um, it's good to share something worthwhile and fun with your friends and fellow golfers, and that's really the essence of this. Let us go to the base map to give us the satellite layer. Now, I know this is hole one, so let me mark this in the middle here. And let's call this hole one. Yes, so that's hole one. But in this case, see, it's giving me this location icon. I prefer it to be a number that will give me a sequence as well, if I can. Um, so what would be the best, eh? So if we go shapes, we go um, sports. Okay, there are no numbers there. Places, transportation. So it's just a matter of um, going through the menu here, upper menu here, and looking at your preferences. Yeah. So to me, I said probably it's okay. It's probably good to have a circle and a number in it. And well, let's see if I can find that here. Um, I can also customize it if I don't have one. But for now, um, I didn't have this function in Google Maps, my maps, I mean. And so let's leave that and let's continue on what what I'm doing. And but I'll show you later another way of doing this with a number. Okay, so let's call that as hole one. Then I'll navigate here down below. Um, hole one, after hole one, we go to hole two. Hole two is this portion here. So this long, it's a par five hole. And this is the tee box, and this is the green here. Now I'll mark this as hole two. Put that location there. I'll just say it's hole two. Then after hole two, the third hole is this one. So after doing the putts here, need to walk down here and then go to the tee box here. From this tee box, there is a sandy portion here where golfers have to walk to down here because this is where the green is. So let's mark this in the middle of these 2 points here, and let's mark this as hole 3. The next is hole 4. Hole 4 is this hole here. Let's put the mark there and hole 4. After hole 4, say, all right, we have marked hole 4. Let's go to hole 5. Hole 5 is this pathway here. So golfers go to this little access road, and this is the men's tee and this is the ladies tee here, and the green is this portion here. So let's put a marker and say this is hole 5. The next is hole 6. hole 6. After putting, walk through here. This is the tee box of the men's, and the tee box of the ladies is somewhere here, and that's the hole 6 green in here. So let's put our marker here, hole 6. Save. After hole 6, we go to hole 7. Hole 7 is across this path here. This is the men's tee, ladies' tee, and it has a dog leg to the left. And this is the green of hole 7. So you'll notice that as I write down the label of each marker, it also does reflect here in the left untitled layer. So for now, let's rename this as Hartfield Golf Course, hole 1 to 18. Hole 1 to hole 18. Save. Okay, you got your name there, you got that, and you also got the individual styles, right? So um, this also gives you an option for um, no labels, but I can also put a name, okay, and that then reflects my hole 1, hole 2, and so forth there. See how it appears there? Because that's what I have put in and selected for that set labels. Description is blank because I didn't put a description when I enter that label. So let's go and just choose the name. There it is. Now we have the name for each marker. And another individual style. And okay, so this is really where the sequencing of numbers come to life in this here, somewhere here. See, when I click this one, it appeared. So there it is. Now I'm happier now because I found the numbering. All right, I'm used to doing this in Google Earth, but that's good. So here you can now see what I'm talking about. So the sequencing here is you just have to make sure that you know the sequencing of the markers, because you could if you don't do it in sequence, the numbering will be stuffed up. So um, well, I started with 1 and moving to hole 7 now. So that's why my marker sequence number is still according to the whole number. Now we got 7 there. Let's do now hole 8. Hole 8 is after, it's a long hole again, but it's a par 4. So this is the hole 7 green, and the tee box of hole 8 is this one here, and then the green is this one. So let's put it in the middle of the hole as hole 8. You're almost halfway. Okay, so after putting, we go now to hole 9. Hole 9 is this par 5. It's also long. It's a long hole, and what is the feature of this hole is very, it has something to do with its number. Hole 9, hole 9 has 9 bunkers. So this is a quite challenging hole, but I had a few pars in this hole, so this is actually one of my favorite holes. Par 5 with 9 bunkers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 bunkers. We tee off from this end here. So the men's tee box is much further, and while the women's are just in here. So there's a bit of an advantage for women in this hole. Just a few meters. Okay, let's put hole 9. That's good. We are halfway. And then next is hole 10. Hole 10 is after hole 9, we go past the Hartfield Golf Club building. So let's just zoom in and you will see the building there. That's the building there. That's the building there. And you walk past that, and then hole 10 is this dog leg to the left. That one here. So you passed here and then you walk to here. There is, so this is the tea, men's tea and the ladies tea here, and it goes dog leg to the right, to the green portion. It got 2 bunkers there. Let's name this as hole 10. Save. Okay, now after hole 10, after putting here, golfers walk to this path here, and this is the men's tee. This is the ladies' tee, and to the green in here. So how many bunkers? 1, 2, 3 bunkers waiting at the green area. Let's call this as hole 11. Hole 11 is par 4. Let's describe that later. Let's just make the holes first. Hole 11, then let's go to hole 12. Hole 12 is a signature hole in Hartfield. So after putting here, you walk to this path here, and that's the men's tee. This is the ladies' tee here, and there's a little bit of a plateau area here, and it's quite an interesting hole. See, let's just put our label in the middle here, and let's call it hole 12, par 3. Then next is hole 13. Hole 13 is par 5 hole, and the pathway is this path here. So you go to this path, and then you then there's a, we zoom in here, there is a portion here for the tee box. So this is where the men's tee box is, and this is the ladies tee box. We hit our drive to here, and then this is a par 5 hole. for ladies and par 4 for men. Okay, so let's mark this one, marker. So I'm using my mouse to zoom in and zoom out of this. The other way is you go here, yeah. This is for zooming in, yeah, like that. And if you zoom out there, minus. Okay, add marker to this. This is hole 13. Save. Then close that. Let's go to hole 14. Hole 14 is so hole 14 is another okay, actually hole 13 is par 5 for both men and ladies. I was a bit confused with hole 14 and hole 13. So it was hole 14 which allows women to have par 5, yeah. Okay, so that's 13 there. 13 is, this is a nice hole. It has a lake somewhere here, and this lake has a black swan as well. You could have a sighting of that black swan as you passed here. And there are plenty of ducks there as well. All right, so after that, it's just a matter of walking to this path here. Okay, so 13, and then you then walk to this path, and see this path here? That's the tee box of hole 14 here. Men's here, ladies here. Hole 14 is quite a long hole, and that's why ladies have an advantage here, because it's given to the ladies as par 5. While for men, because they're big hitters, it's par 4. So this is the only one where the index is different to men and between men and women. Yeah. So let's just call this as hole 14. Saved. Then from 14, you then go to 15. 15 is a par 3. All right, so this also got a lake here. So this is hole 14. As we finish the putting here, we'll just walk through here. The men's tee is across here. Okay, they have a more challenging tee box from this view. See, they have more challenging tee box because they have to go past this lake here, while the ladies, we have a free open space here without the water obstacle. Okay, so, and the green is 2 here. This is the longest par 3 in Hartfield. Okay, so let's mark this as hole 15. Save. Okay, 15, next is 16. Okay, after finishing 15, the tee box is very close. It's just in this portion. This is the men's tee here and the ladies' tee box here. We hit our drive 2 here, and Yeah, this is a good spot for driving. If you are a long hitter, you can pass, go and hit your drive here. So ideally, drive towards here, so you have a good um, view of the green, which is here. So it's a dog leg left hole. This one, hole 16. Saved. Two more. All right, so after putting hole 16, or if you're lucky, you just chip it into the hole. Um, next is hole 17. Hole 17, we walk through this path here, and see, you can see here there's a bit of a walk to this path. This is the men's tee on this portion, and then the ladies' tee is here, and there's a sandy area here. So ideally, you drive towards here. If a long hitter, it will only take you two if you can go drive to this portion. It would usually take me 3 shots to be in on this green. So let's put the marker in the middle, hole 17. Save. And then the last one is hole 18. Hole 18, so after putting here, we go to this little access road, and then here is the tee area for the men's. The ladies' tee is somewhere here. So they have a very narrow access here, and yeah, it's a bit difficult for men because their tee box is here while the ladies is just here. So but there's most of them um, doesn't make it to this part here, but the ladies can make their driver to this, but their second shots are longer though, so it compensated that in that sense. Okay, let's put our last label, hole 18. Now I finally finished it. Now I can share this to my friends and um, let them know what they are on for when they go to Hartfield. Um, it's a very challenging golf course, and it would be worthwhile to study it first and work out your strategy before playing in this course, because it's long and there are also a lot of narrow areas here, and it makes it more challenging. The next task would be to describe each one of these, but for this video, let's just end this for now. And we have completed the labeling from hole 1 to hole 18. So thank you very much everyone for watching my video again, and I will have the next video to show you how to compile all this data into usable data for your future use. So the essence of this activity is for fun, and at the same time, once you know the technique, you can also use this for your work and show your workmates how you can label, how you can manipulate this latitude and longitude into Google Maps, into My Maps, and next to Google Earth. So, in my next video, I'm going to show you how to interface this data to Google Earth. See you then. Bye for now.